CBU men's soccer is back to action, playing some competitive teams, including 3 ranked opponents before WAC play. How will this tough schedule help prepare them for an in-conference play?
CBU's women's soccer program has been back on track ever since a 1-0 loss to ranked USC. We will have to see what is the key to success for them.
The volleyball squad is back at home after a 6-game away streak. After losing some key players, we will have to take a dive at this slower start to the year.
We will also look at an update with the record of our men's water polo team and get to see an incredible story featuring a freshman this year who is on the swim team.
And lastly, before we finish up, we will take a look at some stellar plays with the top 3 plays of the month. Lancer Sports starts now.
What up, Lancer Nation? I'm Trevor Berrigan.
And I'm Amber French, and welcome to CBU TV's first edition of Lancer Sports this semester, where we talk all things CBU athletics. First things first, with the men's soccer, boy oh boy, don't they look good this year.
They do look good, Amber. This season the squad has definitely been battle-tested, facing 3 ranked opponents in North Carolina, University of San Diego, and even number 1 ranked West Virginia. CBU ended up tying with UNC 0-0, but did lose to West Virginia and USD.
It was an unfortunate loss to a great USD team and West Virginia team, but we did see some good things with the squad, especially with the new freshmen this year. Against West Virginia, CBU had lost 3-2, but both goals had come from freshmen Blake D'Agostino and Andrew Level. These 2 players, as well as other freshman phenom Jiro Uchida, have been a bright spots for this Lancer squad and have stepped up as of late.
Definitely. This squad has seen some amazing things out of their new freshmen, transfer players, as well as some stellar goalkeeping from Hugo Dorrego. This men's soccer team thus far has put up 9 goals on the year. So far, this team is thriving on the offensive end. This time last year, they only had 6 goals on the season, so we're seeing a much faster paced offense from this Lancer team.
Now with them being a great scoring team, even with them missing a key scorer from last year in Lewis Mueller, we have to assume that this is helping them get set up for an in-conference play. And for sure, this team is playing some tough ranked opponents earlier in the season is good, especially since during the conference, CBU will play some great squads with Seattle U being ranked and GCU receiving votes for ranking.
Well, as we stay on the pitch, to look on the other side of soccer, CBU's women's team has also had a good start to their pre-conference play, as they have also been battle-tested.
Well, Trevor, this women's squad, they have started this year out with a great 1-0 victory over CSUN at home and had a quick turnaround playing a ranked opponent in USC. They ended up losing that match 1-0, but looking at the game, we could see some really big standouts.
Yes, we can, Amber. That USC squad had not just one player that has played for World Cups and national teams, but has had multiple players that have played at the professional level. This was a high-scoring USC team, so defensively, CBU had their work cut out for them, keeping the Trojans just to 1 goal. We even got to see an amazing save in the last second by superstar Summer Allen.
That certainly was an impressive save by Summer Allen, and after she was awarded WAC Defensive Player of the Week. Well, since that loss to USC, Trevor, this women's squad has gone 3-2-1, and they have ramped up their scoring and have an impressive dominant win against San Jose State 3-0.
Well, with this team about to start WAC play very soon, playing a tough opponent like USC so early on is going to be critical when they face very tough opponents like Seattle U and GCU, who won the coaches poll for the conference.
It sure will be fun to see how the women's soccer team translates what they learned from USC match to playing WAC opponents and rivals. Well, Trevor, this year for CBU athletic teams must have the theme of being battle-tested because the women's volleyball team has had a tough string of matches and has started off the year with a disappointing record of 0-10.
Yeah, it for sure has been a disappointing start to the season for this squad, but they have faced tough ranked opponents like ASU and multiple other teams that were in the NCAA tournament last year.
And on top of that, there has been some key injuries to key players like the starting libero, Amanda Darling, and another huge contributor in Maddie Brown, who is an amazing setter.
Well, I'm sure of it as well that they will face a very tough opponent in Utah Valley and UT Arlington, which are two of the top-ranked teams in the WAC conference. In other sports news, the men's water polo team is looking to get above 500 on the year, with some tough-ranked opponents coming soon. And staying on the topic of water, Amber, I know you got the pleasure of talking to Braxton Wong, who is a part of the U.S. Paralympic national team. Now let's take a dive and see more of this incredible story.
This year in the 2024 to 2025 CBU swim and dive season would be the first time in CBU history someone from the U.S. Paralympic national team would be competing D1 at California Baptist University. This swimmer is named Braxton Wong. He is a freshman studying nursing and an American record holder. Let's hear more about his story and why he chose swimming.
I had originally chosen gymnastics as my sport, but then as you can see, like, I have some hip problems too, like when I'm walking, and then obviously like my leg problems. I wanted to do diving actually right after, but diving isn't like a Paralympic sport, and so swimming is, so I just found swimming.
As I learn more about Braxton's story, he shares with us how he lost his leg.
So I didn't actually lose my leg, but I was born in China with a birth defect in my right leg. And so I was born with shorter legs, and so I couldn't really use my right leg at all. When I was about 4, my family adopted me, and then I moved to the United States. And I think when I was about like 5, I had it amputated, and then I was fitted for a prosthetic leg so that I could walk.
One thing I've learned that keeps Braxton going is his faith. And I had the privilege of asking him, what does Jeremiah 29 verses 11 through 13 that are on his Instagram bio mean to him?
God's saying that he has a plan for everyone, and those plans are different for each individual, and I believe that I was given my leg for a reason, and I believe that that plan was God's plan that he had set out for me. Just reading that verse every day or weekly, it gives me hope that I can continue every day with my disability and share the love of God. I chose CBU because I knew the head coach already, Jim. He had coached me for a whole year, I think 2 years ago. And just knowing that Jim knew how to coach athletes like me, that meant the world to me. And that the school is just so welcoming, I just knew it was going to be the right place for me. Like 3 weeks after my visit, I immediately committed, and I didn't go on any other of my visits.
I also was able to ask Braxton Wong if he plans on trying for the Paralympic Games in the future, and if so, at this point, how close or far is he to making it?
Oh, I would love to go to the Paralympic Games. I had won the 100 butterfly at trials. I didn't get the qualifying time, so you have to get the qualifying time, and then you have to obviously place well. I think I was about 2 seconds off, 2.5 seconds off in the 100 fly, but yeah, I would love to go to LA 2028. That's definitely a goal of mine.
Wong 106.22, McNear 106.23.
Braxton Wong is certainly an inspirational CBU athlete. We look forward to seeing him compete in the Paralympics in the future. This is Amber French with CBU TV.
Wow, what an inspiring story, Amber. And I know that you're also on the swim team here at CBU. So what are you excited for about this upcoming season? I'm looking forward to a lot of our meets this season. We had a lot of swimmers last year that were red shirts training for the Olympics, but now they're able to be part of our team, and so I think we're going to have a really good season for the men's and women's swim team. Wow, that's awesome. Lastly, before we let you guys go, we're going to take a look at some jaw-dropping plays from this past month with CBU's top 3 plays of the month. At number 3, we have a chip shot from USC's Faith George go over the goalkeeper for CBU, and out of nowhere, Summer Allen turns on the Jets and is able to boot the ball out before it crossed the line. Number 2, we have CBU's volleyball player and new freshman Avery Barber with some trickery to put a set in the gap between a couple of CSUN players to get the point for CBU as they look to make a comeback. And lastly, what you've all been waiting for, at number 1, we have freshman phenom Andrew Level rise above the back line of West Virginia to put a header through the back of the net, with the assist from other freshman Yuro Uchida. This puts CBU and West Virginia in a 1-1 game at the half. Wow, those are some stellar plays for the month. It's crazy what these athletes can do. Right? It's insane. Yep. Well, that does it for the Lancer Sports Show. Remember to follow us on all of our social media, and see you next time. For all things CBU sports, this has been the Lancer Sports Show.